Hi everybody, this is Jamal from Jayz Internet Solutions. Welcome to another episode of Jayz TV. We are continuing with the topic of online reputation management in this episode, and today we are going to talk about 10 rules to recover from an online brand attack. Okay, what happens? What do you do if your brand is attacked online? Okay, whether truthfully or untruthfully, because sometimes some brand attacks are sort of credible and some are sort of just, people are talking nonsense about a brand because, of several reasons. So this 10 rules is from the Quirk e-marketing textbook, which we are reading this week. And the first rule that is listed here is humility, right? Before you can recover from an online brand attack, you have to be aware that your brand can be attacked. Okay, so always sort of be in this humble state, in this state of humility, that your brand can be attacked at any time, and you have to be careful that you are able to respond when that does happen. Okay, so the humility sort of stance is sort of being always prepared for anything to happen. And then listen is number 2. Once you have a clear understanding of the scope of the possible effects of an online attack, and you're committed to maintaining a good reputation online, you're halfway there. Okay, so next you've got to understand how the process of the consumer complaints has evolved, and then you use this understanding to guide your actions. Okay, so you have to be sort of listening to what's going on, listening to what people are saying, and sort of be prepared to sort of engage and not sort of have the attitude that let people say what they want and you don't care, because if you do that, that will even damage your brand even further. Okay. Then number 3 is act immediately. Okay. One of the easiest ways to solve the majority of brand attacks is to respond quickly. Okay. So the sort of the attitude of the internet, or the way of thinking of the internet, is that everything happens fast. Okay, and when people sort of see something happening, they do expect an immediate response from the company or from the brand. Okay, so when something does happen, when something is said about your brand, do respond and react immediately, and that way you can sort of diffuse any fires and sort of settle the matter in the best way. Okay. Number 4, if what they're saying is false. Okay, so what happens if the allegations and the complaints and the criticisms about your brand are false? Okay, what then? Okay, if the mention of your brand is factually incorrect, in a friendly tone, send the blogger evidence that they are wrong, then ask them for removal or retraction of the entry, and offer to keep them informed of future news. Okay, if no action is taken by the blog author, then add a comment. Okay, so here the sort of the presumption is that the attack is coming from a blogger, which most likely will be the case. Okay, but if it happens on Twitter or on Facebook, you can sort of adopt the same method, right, to speak to the person and kind of ask them to remove that statement that they have said. Okay, but if they do refuse, right, I will go a step further, and I will and because it says here to add comment on the blog if they refuse to remove the post, but I will go further and write a blog post on your own blog detailing your story. Okay, I think that is more effective and more powerful. So write an article saying what your case is, and mentioning that you have engaged with the initial blogger, and and then what his response or her response was to that. Okay. Number 5, if what they're saying is true. Okay, how do you address the matter if the allegation is true? If it is true, learn from the Dell Hell phenomenon. Okay, now the Dell Hell phenomenon is a story in 2005 where a blogger bought a Dell computer, and he was unsatisfied with the product and unsatisfied with the support and customer service, and it was sort of a big thing in 2005, and a sort of a very powerful case study, and then that was June 2005, and then in July 2005 Dell actually gave this person a refund. So we might explore that the whole story in another episode, because it's a big story. But but this is an example of when the allegation is actually true. If the mention is negative but true, then send your side of the story and try as hard as you can to take it offline. Okay, so try to let the person remove it after the matter is resolved. Let them remove their blog post. Like with the Dell Hal story, that article, the whole story is still online. It's now 2010, and that happened in 2005. But Dell has picked up the pieces since then. And I would suggest that you do, in this case, also write a blog post giving your side of the story. It's always better to have your side of the story out there in the public and detail and as detailed as you can, okay, with screenshots, with dates of when you engage with the customer and all of those type of elements. Okay, it's very important. Number 6, keep the negative pages out of the search engines. Okay, so to do this, make sure that you are increasingly adding new content about your brand in order to shift down the negative comments. Okay, and those negative comments, if they are still viewable and findable, then make sure that you have a comment on that blog post that people can read your side of that story as well. Okay, then maintain communication. Make sure that you keep in contact, right? Answer your emails, answer the Twitter messages, answer the phone calls, and make sure that there's an open line of communication between you and those people talking about your brand, whether negatively or positively. Okay. Number 8 is engage in the conversation. So besides keeping the lines of communication open, also engage, okay? Comment on the blog posts, write articles yourself, comment on Twitter and Facebook messages, and sort of keep engaging, okay? Keep talking and let the public see that you are not sort of shying away from this, you're not hiding away, you're not running away, because everybody hates that, okay? Make sure you're engaging and you sort of you're taking the bold step to talk about this matter, whatever it may be. Okay. Then number 9 is care. It says here, if you truly care what your customers think, then most of this will come naturally. Okay. All of these things that we've talked about now. That's all people want. They give you their money. They just want some good service and respect in return. Okay. This is sort of common knowledge. We all know this. But sometimes few of us act on these things. So you have to care about your customers, because at the end of the day, they allow you to run your business. So care about them, respond to them, and sort of engage with them on every level that you can. Number 10 is be prepared. Okay, no brand is immune to an online brand attack. Okay, this goes back to our first rule, which is number 1, which is humility, right? So this ties in with being prepared. The best brands have strategies in place to immediately identify a reputation crisis and respond to it quickly enough to stop the negative word of mouth spreading. Okay, so it's very important that you be prepared. Don't sort of wait till your brand is attacked before you sort of have a strategy plan in place about how to respond to that. So have a procedure, have a process pre-planned, and be prepared for when your brand might be attacked or something might go wrong with your online reputation. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's 10 rules to recover from an online brand attack. There are many other things that you can do, and there's much more detail about what a good response should be. But in a nutshell, that's what we wanted to talk about today. And until we meet again, this is Jamal from Jayz Internet Solutions. Enjoy your learning online. Until we talk again, crush it.